Okay. Good morning to all. Today we're going to be studying Deot, Perek Shalishi. Really one of my favorite chapters in the entire Mishne Tora, I can say. Powerful chapter. Really relevant to everybody in every way of life. And we'll see right now inside. Shemei Omar Adam, Halacha Aleph. Ho'il v'hata'ava v'hakavod v'chayoseh bahen derech ra'ahen. Maybe somebody will say that because the ta'ava, lustfulness, and kavod, and vainglory, the chayoseh bahin, and things such as that, derech ra'ahin, are a bad way in which to go. Umosi'in ta'adam min ha'olam, and not only they're a bad way in which to go, they literally get rid of the person from this world and the world to come. Ifrosh mehen beyoter. In that case, I should completely go as far away from them as I can. And I shall go all the way to the other side, like we said. We'll go to the complete other extreme. Until this person will not eat meat or drink wine. He will not get married. He will not sit. He will not own a adequate home, have an adequate home. Will not dress in nice clothing. But rather he will dress in rags and wool and hard wool and things such as that. These are clothing which are all very, very hard wool is a very hard, very difficult thing to wear all the time. Anybody who has a wool sweater can feel that. Just like the priests of Edom, also this is a bad way in which to go and is not allowed to go in. The priests of Edom, I think, in my opinion, I'm almost sure about this, are the first priests of the Christian religions. Okay, this is where the Christian religious priests and monks learned their not monks, so on, and people live in these places, the monasteries and so on. They learned their ways. So this is a bad way in which one should not go in. Not only that, not only it's a bad way to go in, the way of torturing oneself. Somebody who goes in this way is called a choteh. He's called a sinner. It says in the Nazir, on a Nazir, who is somebody, a Nazir is somebody who abstains from drinking wine or anything connected to grape, from becoming tamemet, from becoming impure of the dead, and from cutting his hair. So in the Nazir, which is something which the Torah kind of allows, meaning it doesn't disallow, it says it says and God will and he shall one second. Right. The Nazir shall make an atonement for himself because he had sinned against his own soul. Okay. If this person is a choteh, Amru Hachamim on this person, Umayim Nazir shelo perish min ha'isha, shelo perish ela min hayayin tzarich kapara, hamoneh asun kol davar al achat kama v'chama. And Hachamim is said on the Nazir. And if a Nazir who didn't cut himself off only from the wine and the other two things which we mentioned, is cutting your hair and becoming impure of the dead, he needs kapara, he needs to be atoned. Somebody who does not allow himself anything and really disallows himself from the normal things in life, definitely should also be considered a choteh, a sinner. Now, I'm just going to note, Harambam said clearly in the previous chapter that somebody who has a problem, okay, who has some sort of behavioral quality that he wants to change, okay, should go to the other extreme. But here we see a case like a Nazir who went to the other extreme for a set amount of time, because a Nazir only goes for a set amount of time. He doesn't go forever, okay? And I mean, there are cases where you go forever, but these are very, very few cases. And most Nazirim, they just go for a set amount of time. Yet we see he's a choteh. How come? So I'm not sure 100% of this answer. If somebody feels like they have a better answer, please be sure to share with me. This is the answer I think makes the most sense. It says that the Nazir is a hoteh. There's a difference between het, avon, and pesha. A het is a sin which was done not on purpose. An avon is a sin which was done on purpose, but not with malice towards God. A pesha is a het which was done on purpose and with malice towards God. So the Nazir is called a hoteh, the lowest. It's a sin which is not on purpose. Why? Because anybody like that, this should be called a hoteh. Because when somebody has to bring himself to a certain extreme, which is not a good extreme, it's not an extreme that he should stay on for the rest of his life, and it's not an extreme which he should live in. When somebody has to bring himself to such an extreme, he's doing so only to cure himself from something which he caused himself. In other words, the behavioral quality which he had, was this behavioral quality done on purpose? Did he turn himself and make himself have this certain behavioral quality on purpose? Usually no. Usually people don't realize when they cause themselves to have anger management issues or arrogance. It's something that happens, and then suddenly you realize, oh my gosh, I have this behavioral quality, I must deal with it. And that's why it's a hayat and not an avon. That's why it's a sin that's why it's a sin that is not on purpose and not a purposeful sin. Lefichach, sivu hachamim. And because of this, and because of what we said about the Nazir, who he is considered a sinner, even though for cutting himself off from wine, haircut, and the impurities from the dead. So as a result of this, sivu hachamim shelo yimna adam asmo ela midevarim shemaneat Torah. Hachamim said, do not disallow yourself from things unless they were disallowed by the Torah itself. And a person should not disallow himself using nedarim and shevuot, using swearing on himself, or a neder, two different types of swears. I'm not going to explain the difference now. There's a small difference. Al devarim mutarim, things that are allowed. So if somebody is allowed to drink wine, there's no reason to disallow yourself from drinking wine. Yes? And moreover, this is a way of life in certain places. So really monks and priests, for them it's a way of life. Yes? It's a way of life not to get married. It's a way of life to always make yourself embittered and have a difficult life. This is not something Hachamim want. So yes, Harambam did say, go to an extreme if you need to, for a set amount of time, till you uproot certain bad habits from your heart. But don't do this as a way of habit. People who do this as a way of habit, like the Goyim, are doing a sin. And so have said the sages. The sages said, it's not enough for you what the Torah has not permitted. You want to make more things disallowed upon yourself. In other words, the Torah gave us a set of rules. It gave us the Taryag Mitzvot. Do all the Taryag Mitzvot. Okay? Be a Hacham. You want to be more than a Hacham? Be a Hasid. Be lifnei mishurat hadin. Be a little over the line. No problem. But now, a person thinks he's a big tzaddik. He goes to extremes. He dresses in rags. He puts himself in terrible physical situations. And unfortunately, we've seen this in many cases. Where people think they're doing good by causing themselves physical pain, by really taking themselves away from all the goodness in life, from really making their lives embittered. All this in the name of the Torah. They don't even do the Taryag Mitzvot. Now I'm not pointing Chas v'Shalom saying who this is just what Harambam says. ובכלל הזה, הלכה ד' those who always fast, in other words, do not allow themselves food, there are people, in olden times especially, there were certain types of priests and monks that used to not eat at all. When did they eat? They would eat at certain times a day, certain foods, very small, very little amounts. And this was considered ainui nefesh, right? You're eating, even by the way, in a ta'anit, there's a minimum amount of food that you have to eat in order to be considered that that you broke your ta'anit, you broke your fast. So these people used to do that. This is not derech tova. This is not a good way. Not a good way in general. In other words, if you need to do a ta'anit because there's problems in the world and so on, and or it's not raining, there's a ta'anit sibur, there's a fast that the hachamim, the sages, do on the sibur, make the sibur do for certain bad things that happen temporarily. Okay, no problem. But somebody who does this as a general rule of life, this is not a good way in which to go for the average person. And hachamim disallowed somebody to be torturing himself, to literally torture himself with fasts. And believe it or not, there's a Yerushalmi which says that there's certain fasts. People, some cases people will fast. The Yerushalmi says, if you're somebody who's going to fast, I'm not talking about the 5 fasts which we're obligated to do. If you want to do extra fasts now, and it's going to cause you to not be able to study Torah, to not focus on your job, it's going to embitter your life. Even even some fasts which not something for a long time, just temporary fasts. Once do one time in a you want to make one fast on yourself. If this fast is going to embitter your life in a way that's going to impair how you study Torah, and it's going to impair how you go by your daily life, it is asur. Okay? And all these types of people who like torturing themselves and embittering their lives, Shlomo HaMelech said, אל תהי צדיק הרבה ואל תתחכם יותר למה תשומם. Don't be overly righteous and don't be overly wisdom and don't try to be overly wisdomful. And by overly wisdomful, Shlomo HaMelech means more than what you're told is the wisdom of the Torah, more than the wisdom of the Torah. لما تشومم. Why are you destroying yourself? I think that's the best way to say it. Why turn yourself into something that you shouldn't be? And in the Christian thought and Christian theology, the human body is a bad thing. Being human, being physical, the physical world is considered a terrible thing, and it's really, we're in the world of sin, and all is sin, and everything is bad. We don't believe in this. I mean, of course, we want to go to Gan Eden. We don't believe that the physical world is a terrible place. Halakha he. Sarich Adam sheyachaven kol ma'asav kulam. This is one of my favorite halachot, really. As I said in the beginning, this is one of my favorite chapters. Sheyachaven kol ma'asav kulam kedei lida'at Hashem baruch hu. A person needs to set his heart in all his efforts to one thing, and that is knowing Hashem baruch hu. That is knowing the name, blessed be He. In other words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What does it mean to know? He'll explain. Bilvad, only. In other words, all your actions should be set to one thing, to one target. I'll continue. And everything you do, your sitting and standing and talking, should all be facing this goal. Okay? Kesad. How can one accomplish this goal? When somebody is buying and selling, haggling, or is working, yes, litol sachar, working for money. He should not have in his heart the accumulation of money alone. But rather, he should do these things as a means to acquire the necessities of his body, such as food and drink and so on and so forth. From eating and drinking and having a place to live, right? And getting married, okay? And keeping all these things, your family in a good condition. Halakha vav. So this is an amazing thing. A person, okay, we're not saying everybody should be now all the time studying Torah and so on. That's not, Hachamim understood that people in life must work in order to live and must do certain things which aren't 100% directly connected to fulfilling the precepts of the Torah. But there's an outlook. There are two outlooks. One person could have the outlook of, I'm doing all this, I'm working for money. Why do I want money? To enjoy life. That's one outlook. To enjoy life and and buy myself good things that I like and so on and so forth, and just enjoy the physical world as much as I can before I die. That's one outlook. But there's another outlook, and this is the outlook of Hachamim. Have everything. We're not saying don't enjoy yourself. We're not saying don't have a good life. It's okay. But do it with the outlook, do it with the perspective in which your target is knowing HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Your target is doing these things so you could work God in a better way. So even, I would say, even watching TV. Yes. I'm not going to tell people, recommend what TV to watch, and I'm not telling anybody to watch TV if they don't want to. But even watching TV, if you're unwinding, obviously in a way that's permitted according to the halakha, if you're unwinding in a manner which allows you in 30 minutes, 40 minutes after you watch your show to sit down and study sugya in the Gemara, ala rasul ayn. It's perfect. Mutar. B'chol derachecha da'ayhu. Halakha vav. V'chen kesheyochal v'yishteh v'yiv'ol. And also when somebody eats and drinks and has marital relations, lo yasim al libo la'asot devarim halalu kedei lehenot bilvad. He shall not put in his mind that he's doing these things to enjoy himself alone. Until he finds that he is eating and drinking only what is tasty to him, only for temptational benefit, and has these relations just for physical enjoyment. But rather, he should put it in his mind that he is eating and drinking to physically cure his body. In other words, to keep his body and his limbs in a good state, in a physically healthy state. In other words, to keep himself physically healthy. Yes? And so, he should not eat all that is tasty. In other words, always eat what you want. Oh, I'm going to have a steak. I'm thinking about the food he's going to have, how he's going to cook it. Like the dog and the donkey. But rather, you should eat things which give you physical benefit. Even if they're bitter, even if they're sweet, maybe they're bitter, may they be sweet. And he shall not eat things that are unhealthy, that are harmful to the body. Even though they're tasty for your mouth, even though it's tasty to eat this thing now, is it healthy? Is it not healthy? And really, I've heard this term: do you live to eat, or do you eat to live? That's the way to look at it. If you're living to eat, I'm gonna have this steak now, and I can't wait to eat this. I can't wait to go there. I can't wait to have this physical enjoyment, that physical enjoyment. Always think about the physical enjoyment, and this is, as we said yesterday, allowing your bodily emotions to take over your logic, to take over your sechel. Okay, I'm not saying this is not allowed, but it's allowed within a certain realm. Okay, and a person should always try to be, the second part of that sentence I said, eat to live. Okay, eat what is healthy for you. Kesa. Halakha zayin. Kesa. Mi shehaya besaro ham lo yochal devash velo yishteh yain. Now, Harambam is giving us the medical outlook of his days. A lot of it is from the Talmud, and when he brings from the Talmud, there's always things that he agrees with medically. In other words, the things in the medical ideas expressed in the Talmud, okay, of medical alone, not halachic, medical ideas expressed in the Talmud that Harambam agrees with, he'll bring from the Talmud. But if he has a medical, something which in the medicine of his time says is better, he'll bring it as well. And this is from the medicine of Harambam's time. Some of it is correct according to today's medicine. Some of it is not, and obviously use that discretion. Somebody who had a hot body. What does it mean hot? That he was sweating a lot. He should not eat meat or honey or wine. Again, this is according to the medical knowledge of Harambam's day. Is that true today or not? I honestly don't know. As Shlomo has said in a parable, in a proverbish way, to eat too much honey is not good. But he rather should drink me'olashin. What is me'olashin? It's chicory. You could Google that later, guys. Not too difficult. Even though it's something bitter. Chicory is a bitter thing. They make out of it fake coffee. for people who cannot drink coffee for whatever reason. There's certain allergies that people have for coffee. So it's fake coffee, or if somebody's addicted to coffee, they give this thing called chicory to him, and it very much helps. So he's saying eat this chicory if you have a sweat problem. And it ends up, through this type of person, when he's eating and drinking, he's eating in a way which cures him in a healthy way alone, which will cure him and allow him to stand up complete and be physically healthy. Because it's known that a person cannot live unless he eats and drinks. In other words, we understand you have to eat and drink, but eat in a healthy way. He's giving us an example for how a person should eat healthy. A person should use his brain to understand what is healthy for him, what is not healthy for him, according to his individual situation. Halakha het. And so when somebody has marital relations, he should not have these relations. He should have these relations only to make his body healthier and stronger, and also to continue his posterity. He shouldn't have these relations, only when he's tempted for them. He shouldn't do it only when he's in the, he wants to do it because it's for physical pleasure. But rather, only when he knows that he needs to do this certain, have the marital relations in order to physically make himself physically healthier and physically stronger and better. And again, modern science has a lot on this. Anybody could check, and so on. Or of course, if he wants to continue his generations for children. Halakha het. המנהיג עצמו על פי הרפואה. אם שם על ליבו שיהיה כל גופו ואיבריו שלמים חזקים בלבד, somebody who follows the medical directions, okay? If he sets his heart merely to keep his body and his limbs healthy and to have children to do HaKadosh Baruch Hu's work, to do the precepts of the Torah, yes? Hazakim bilvad, and strong, mistake. If somebody, he goes according to the health, but only to keep his physical body healthy and strong, but he has his children doing not Hashem's work, doing his own work for him and working for him and for his personal benefit. This is not a good way. But he's keeping healthy. Arabam said, keep healthy. He's going according to the medicine of his time. He's fit, he's in shape, he's healthy. This is not a good way. What is the good way? It's a matter of perspective, as I said previously. Rather, he should put it into himself, in his heart, when he's doing these things, that it's so his body is strong and healthy. So his soul is straight. His soul, he has the right mindset to know Hashem. Okay? So it's a matter of outlook. There's one outlook which says, make yourself strong, enjoy the physical world, be healthy in the physical world. In other words, do good for yourself, right? But for yourself, right? For your own personal benefit. Or there's another outlook which says, do it so that you could fulfill HaKadosh Baruch Hu's precepts, which are in the Torah, in a better way. כדי שתהיה נפשו ישרה לדעת את השם, שאי אפשר שיבין ויסתכל בחוכמות, והוא חולה, או אחד מאיבריו כואב. Because a person will not have the ability to look onto the chokhmot, onto the wisdoms of the Torah. והוא חולה, או אחד מאיבריו כואב. If he's sick, or one of his limbs hurt, and also your son, don't have a child just to you're doing it for Perurbu, you're doing it to continue your posterity, to to have more generations, but you're doing it for yourself because you know that your child's gonna be no. Do it, have a son, and maybe the son will be a Hacham Gadol B'Yisrael. Maybe he'll be a one of the leaders of Israel, a sage in Israel. Somebody seems to be unmuted. Ramin, if you could please mute yourself, I'd be much obliged. הלכה יוד. נמצא המהלך בדרך זו כל ימיו כולן, עובד את השם תמיד. As it is, somebody who goes in this path his whole life, he is always, in every situation in which he may be, working God. Even when he's in business, even when he's having marital relations, because his mahashava is the way he thinks, his perspective is such that allows him to make his body strong and healthy for the purpose of working at Kadosh Baruch Hu, for the purpose of fulfilling the precepts of the Torah. In other words, again, outlook. It's all a matter of perspective. So even, and I think this is a very nice, this is something that everybody could take upon themselves. Even if somebody doesn't, has some behavioral qualities that he wants to switch and change, what he could always take upon himself is the perspective in which he does his day-to-day life. Obviously, we're not saying do avirot and with a good perspective, steal so that you can work, steal so you can fulfill the priest, so you can buy tefillin. Don't do that. Obviously, all within the realm of the Torah. But if let's say you're doing everything in a healthy way, according to the precepts of the Torah, even if you have some problems in behavioral quality, if you do it with the right perspective, and you're doing it to know God, that in itself is a very, very high level. Halakha Yod Aleph. And even when you're sleeping, is a nice one. If he's sleeping because he knows, so that his mind can rest, yes, and that his physical body, will have rest so that it won't get sick. Obviously, you need to sleep, otherwise you could has v'shalom get sick. It's known. And of course, you cannot properly fulfill the precepts of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the precepts of the Torah, if you're sick. It ends up that his sleep is working HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's indirectly fulfilling the precepts of the Torah. And on this, said the sages, the sages commanded, all your actions should be with devotion to the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, L'Shem Shamayim. And this is as Shlomo has said in his wisdom. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will make level thy paths. If you, in all the places in life which you go, the physical world, not necessarily in Bet Knesset, you're going to do business, you're on a business trip, you're on the airplane, you're flying to Timbuktu, you're going to make money, but you're doing it, and your mindset is, I am doing this so I can have a better life, so that I can fulfill the precepts of the Torah in a better way. This is actually a mitzvah. Bezrat Hashem, more on Sunday. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.